Hi, welcome to Nexus Consultancy. We provide professional and strategic consultation services specializing in ISO management system standards on quality, environmental, food safety, and many other standards as well. At Nexus Consultancy, we combine our analytical thinking, improvement-centric approach, and results-oriented mindset to help businesses to grow through ISO certifications. Consulting is more than just giving advice. To us, consulting is about building the connection with customers, solving their problems, implementing the change, and at last, helping them to grow. Our company's purpose is very simple, which is to empower business and people. We have dedicated 12 years in helping businesses to grow and also achieve operational process improvement through ISO certifications. Having served thousands of companies, Nexus Consultancy has truly built a legacy in helping customers to achieve long-term business growth. We have served companies from GLCs, SMEs to big corporations from a wide range of industries. We will work closely with you to create a customized consultation as unique as you are, offering you a truly value-added service which can fulfill your business needs and objectives. We believe in what we do and we would also like to do it for you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar this afternoon, Using Technology for Your Business Growth. We're glad that you are here this afternoon. My name is Joe, and I'm with the sales team of Nexus Consultancy. I'm glad to be your host for today. Now, before we start our webinar, please allow me to briefly introduce you to our company. We are from Nexus Tech. Nexus Tech is an organization established to provide training and consultancy in all aspects related to management systems like the ISO 9001 and various other ISOs, GMP, HACCPs, and other certification. And our expertise is available for a wide range of industries such as the food industry, manufacturing, constructions, medical, healthcare, and many more. Nexus Academy is also part of our company that provides soft skill training for team development and personal growth. Our courses are customized based on training, analysis, and research gap, understanding the needs of your company prior to training. And last year, we are honored to be partnered with CAIQ from China. We are here to provide a one-stop solution center for all your China exports consultation needs. All of our services included by CAIQ is training, which will provide information about China requirements, China markets. We do lab testings for your products. We do trademark for your product name in China and in Malaysia. We do traceability for your product, certifications and registrations. The industries we cover are inclusive of food, special food, cosmetics, agriculture, and aquaculture. Next, 𝗃𝘃𝗃𝗲, who is also working alongside with us to provide digitalized solution to businesses. 𝗃𝘃 offers a variety of solutions, include HVAC optimizer, the heating, ventilations, and air conditioning. And these can be integrated to your existing building management system. They also offer real-time monitoring and control for building machines, people, assets, and productions, which will be shared later by one of our speakers. And as I quote from 𝗃𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃, putting a stop to your problems and accelerating your pace. Digitalization is the future. And that's all about our company, Nexus Consultancy, with our business partners. Nexus, together with our partners, we are here to help your business grow. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker this afternoon. In fact, today we have two very honorable speakers. You have already seen their profile in the video at the beginning of the webinar. So let us hear from our first speaker, Mr. Darren Tang, the director from Nexus Consultancy.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, good afternoon, Joe.
Hello.
How are you
Good
today?
afternoon, Mr. Darren.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you,
Eating
Mr.
your
Darren?
lunch? I'm good too. Have you eaten your lunch?
Yeah, I just had my lunch around 1 o'clock just now.
All right, that's great. I hope everyone else had got their lunch already as well. It's now 2:15.
Okay. So, Mr. Darren, I'll pass the time over to you.
Yep, sure. Thank you very much, Joe. And good afternoon again, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us here today. We are glad that you are with us, where we'll take a look on technology and how we could use technology for our business growth. Technology has been changing the way we do business and at an exponential rate compared to 10 years ago. And of course, with this current COVID-19 pandemic, it has accelerated this change. Bill Gates said that it is expected that the business world will change more in the next 10 years compared than it did in the past 50 years. Now, before we look at some of the technology available today, let's look at some of the tools that we were previously using in our business. Remember fax machine? Fax machine was once hailed as a powerful innovation for their ability to transmit documents electronically from one location to another. But how many of you are still using a fax machine now? Or is there any one of you who have never even seen a fax machine before? Fax machines are now almost extinct, being taken over by scanners and email to transmit documents digitally. In fact, new technologies have allowed more business processes to go paperless. Nowadays, workplaces print documents only when necessary and use digital documents as much as possible. Even we, as a training provider, we provide training materials and even certificate of attendance in soft copy, especially now during COVID era where customers would want to minimize touching objects. And so do we. We want to minimize touching objects as well. So we'll go paperless. That's why fax machine no longer relevant right now. For many years, workers are informed about news, about new policies, about company updates via display on notice boards or via issuance of memos. New company policy, place it on the notice board. New announcement, place it on the notice board. Example, like last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, KL won the football match, yay, on 3rd December. It was a holiday. I'll probably announce it on the notice board. But these print messages have now given way to emails, and today many teams communicate via instant messages or via text, via social medias, via intranets. So therefore, notice boards, print memos, printed notices are no longer relevant right now as well. As recent as last year, many executives would travel for management meetings, for meetings with outstation customers, for overseas customers. Now, video conferencing technology such as Zoom, such as Microsoft Teams, such as Google Meets, facilitate online and video conferencing and allow people to in different locations to collaborate. Right? People can work together without the need to travel or meet in person. Trainings could also be done online. And as an example, how we are meeting online right now, online meetings or online trainings are even more cost effective. No traveling cost required, no accommodation cost required, no need to serve coffee. Everyone brings their own coffee. I hope everyone has got a cup of coffee with you right now. So we foresee that face-to-face meetings may be replaced with more online meetings or video conferencing. Filling up forms in hard copy. I can remember when we did our ISO audit back in early 2000. when we used to do ISO audit and then fill up the hard copy audit reports. We'll print out the blank audit notes, blank one, and then handwrite our findings in it. Now it has all changed to soft copy. And because of the pandemic last year, it has even pushed us to do virtual or online audit. I'll provide to the auditors soft copy of evidence, photos or videos. Example, are your chemicals labeled as per requirements? I'll take a photo and show it to us, or show it to the auditors. Or are your workers wearing safety shoes? I'll take a video and show it to the auditors. Right. So hard copies or paper records would be or has been significantly reduced. And before Google Ads, marketing meant that advertising on newspaper, listing on yellow pages, magazines, faxing company profile to customers one by one, driving all over, knocking on doors, doing cold callings, right? Right now many of these are already replaced by Google advertisements, by SEO, search engine optimization, by social media's marketing. So cold callings or some of these print advertisements may no longer be relevant or be effective in this era. So these are just some of the many examples that we are moving forward. So whether we are ready or not, technology has become an essential for the day-to-day operation of our business. Do you agree with me on that? Technology has now become an essential for the day-to-day operation of our business. If you agree, if you don't mind, type yes in the chat or the comment section if you agree with me. Technology has now become essential for the day-to-day operation of our business. Yes. Yep. So yep. Yes. So when technology is utilized effectively, it will help businesses achieve further growth and success. As business recover from the COVID-19 pandemic and grow, technology would be a driving force to help them improve its operational effectiveness and productivity, or become more agile, make better decisions with more accurate data, as well as achieve better remote working efficiency. So now let's take a look at what are some of these technology available right now. Digital marketing. We are now in a digital era where social digital presence is not only essential for business survival, but also crucial for business growth. They are now, according to a survey done, they are now 4.88 billion people around the world that uses internet and social medias. 4.88 billion people around the world uses internet and social media. Anyone has any idea how many people do we have in the world today? Anyone has any idea how many people do we have in the world today? If you know, just quickly type your answer in the chat or the comment section. How many people do we have in the world right now? Any idea? Nope. Let me review it to you. Okay, we have 7.88 billion people in the world today. 7.88 billion people in the world today, and 4.88 billion are using the internet. Yes, that's about 7.88 billion. Yeah, thank you very much, Iqbal. So 4.88 billion are using the internet. So that's around 62% of the world population are using internet. So what they do? They do research. They make decisions on their purchases via the internet. Therefore, business will have to consider digital marketing to connect to audiences at the right platform and at the right time. Businesses should develop a clear digital marketing strategy to reach a maximum impact. Among the strategies that can be considered are a good user-friendly website which provides value to the audiences, because we have many informations right now in the internet. So what do people want? People want value. So if we can provide value to the audiences, if other things that we can consider, search engine optimization, so that people will be able to find you. Social media, example, Facebook, LinkedIn, email marketing campaigns, or advertisements, pay-per-click advertisements, Google advertisements. So these are just some of the example of digital marketing strategy, so that we can utilize or execute and measure the digital marketing performance to optimize your resources use. So digital marketing would be the thing that will accelerate your business growth, as they allow businesses to reach more audiences, and so that you can build a longer lasting relationship with your customers. So consider using digital marketing for your business growth. Cloud computing. Cloud computing, that's another thing that we could consider. Cloud computing, access to data or information has become very important to businesses, especially as remote working has become a new normal. Access to data and information has become very important. Okay, this is where cloud computing comes in. Cloud computing has been around actually since the 1990s, but only now that businesses are recognizing the long-term benefits, which give the users, if we are using the cloud computing, we get access to storage, we can access to files, we can access to software, we can access to servers through internet connected devices like your computer. If it's connected to the cloud, then you can access your information there. You can access it through your smartphone. You can access it to your tablets. So cloud computing can help avoid upfront costs and the complexity of maintaining the company's own infrastructure or own IT infrastructure. Okay, so it can lower your costs by not having a server of your own, or you can lower your costs or even lower your resources because you don't need a big IT group of personnel to manage it, while it will also increase your operational efficiency. Team members can collaborate easily by accessing to the same file stored in the cloud. So if people are working on the same project, then they can easily collaborate by accessing to the same files or the same group of files. Right? So cloud computing could connect your business from anywhere, anytime, or whether you're in the office, if you're working in the office, or if you're working from home, or if you're working from the customer's place, or even if you are on vacation. But that is probably something that I should not suggest, or probably you shouldn't work during your vacation. And whether you are experiencing a natural disasters or power failure or other crises, you can be ensured or assured that your data are backed up. So having data stored in the cloud ensures that it is backed up and that it is protected. It is protected in a secure and safe location. So being able to access your data again quickly after a disaster or power failure or any other crisis, it allows you to conduct your business or resume your business as usual, or minimizing downtime or minimizing any loss of productivity. So these are some of the benefits of having cloud computing. Some examples of cloud computing providers example, like I can probably throw a few names: Amazon, Microsoft, Google, IBM. These are some of the cloud computing providers. All of them have different strengths and priorities. When considering a cloud computing provider, among the things that you may want to consider are their services. Example, Microsoft would offer Office 365, or Google has got their G Suite, or now they call it Google Workspace. Consider some of the services that they provide together with the cloud computing. Consider the ease of migration, cybersecurity, that's very important, and of course costs to ensure that the solutions meet your requirements. And once you have migrated to the cloud, you can start enjoying the benefits of cloud computing to stay productive, which will help your business to grow. So cloud computing, one thing that you could consider for your business growth. Next, we have productivity software. There are many. There are different types of productivity software which can help your business to grow, or for you to provide better customer service, for you to improve the quality of your service, or for you to improve your productivity, minimize paperwork, make better operational decisions, or have better remote working efficiency. The most commonly used productivity softwares include those for office productivity, accounts and communication. Office suites like Office 365, Google Workspace, these are core examples of productivity software. I'm sure some of you are using one or more of these already, including the documents, presentations, worksheets, database, as well as collaboration tools like emails, calendars, virtual meets. The definition also often extends to any software application, not just this, any software applications that exists in your day-to-day work, or even example, project management. Project management now, many people are using Trello, which seems to be quite popular now. And of course, these aren't the only productivity software tools available. There are many options available, to suit any business looking to be more productive in the way that they work. So, productivity software. So, try to explore more different types of productivity software in order to help your business to grow further. Next would be ERP or enterprise resource planning. ERP system is a software. So what is ERP? ERP is a software that helps automate business processes. Companies would use ERP to manage and integrate their core processes, or integrate them together. Many companies, or let's say manufacturing. Manufacturing, I'm sure you will have a sales process, bring in the sales. After bringing in the sales, then you have purchasing process. Hey, I have a sales come in. Do I need to purchase raw material in order to produce? So you have purchasing process. Then in order to produce, you need to plan your production. You have planning process, production planning. Then you have production process. After you produce this thing that I produce, is it meeting my customer requirements? Then you have QC, quality control. Then if yes, then you put it into the warehouse. Then you have warehouse process. And then you wait for delivery, or you plan for delivery and you deliver. Then you have the logistic process. You have supporting processes like human resources, like maintenance, like finance. So you have companies will have different business processes. So what ERP do? ERP will help integrate all these core business processes together. So ERP would offer a single system solutions to integrate all these processes. Such application or ERP will allow users to interact within a single interface. Within one single interface, meaning all users will use the same interface. They can share information. They can have accurate and real-time data reporting. They can enable cross-functional or cross-departmental collaboration. So that's what ERP does. ERP has been evolving over the years from a traditional software model that make use of physical server, and now it comes in cloud-based software. Which cloud-based software, meaning it will also offers a remote web-based access and even mobile access using your handphone. You just need your handphone and you will be able to access to the ERP system. So that's ERP, right? So businesses employ ERP for various reasons, such as expanding the business, reducing costs, or improving operations. The benefits for one company may be different from another company, but some are worth there are some similar benefits worth noting. Here I would like to list down, or I have listed down 8 benefits of using an ERP system or ERP software. Number 1, the ERP system will help you to integrate and automate the business processes, as we were saying just now. It will integrate all your core business processes together. It helps to eliminate redundancies, or it helps to eliminate duplications in one process or compared to another. It helps to improve accuracy of information. Number 4, it helps to improve productivity. Departments with interconnected processes can now synchronize work to achieve faster and better outcomes. Examples, quotations can be issued through the system, and then when customer confirms the order, our sales can update into the system, and then purchasing, and production will immediately see the order coming in. Once sales updated it, then purchasing and production can immediately see it. Then when production can determine, do we have enough raw material or do we need to order? And then production will be able to see it and determine, do we have stocks, or can we just deliver, or do we need to produce? If you need to produce, how much do we need to produce? So all this would be available or visible through the ERP system. Number 5, for benefits, businesses can benefit from reporting of real-time data from a single source. Companies can have accurate and complete reporting. This will definitely help the companies to plan better, to budget better, to forecast better, with the help of all this real-time data. And number 6, ERP allow business to quickly access needed information for customers, or for vendors, or for business partners. Example, if a customer come and ask you, hey, when can you deliver my product? Would you be able to immediately tell the customer, or will you be easily access this information? So ERP can help you to do that. ERP provides you the needed information quickly. So if you can do this, it will help you to contribute, or you will help to contribute to improve customer satisfaction, improve employee satisfaction as well. They can have information on their fingertips. Quicker response rates, increased accuracy rates. Cost would definitely be able to be reduced as the company operates more efficiently, right? So departments are better able to collaborate. Number 7, departments are better able to collaborate and share knowledge. All right, a newly synergized workplace or workforce can improve productivity and employee satisfaction, as employees now can better able to see how each functional group or each functional department or each functional process contributes to the mission and vision of the company. And number 8, lastly, I state that maniacal or manual tasks can be eliminated. Doing report preparations, that can be eliminated through ERP system. Allowing employees to allocate their time or focus their time better on more meaningful work. Like example, business expansion. Example, penetrating to new markets, or more meaningful work. So ERP can help you to eliminate the maniacal or all these manual tasks. So in summary, ERP manages and integrate business processes through a single system. With a better line of sight, companies can or are better able to plan and allocate resources. Without an ERP system, companies would tend to operate in a silo approach, or where each department will operating in their own functions, in their own disconnected area, disconnected from the other departments. So they will be working in a silo approach. So ERP helps to eliminate it and manage all these challenges. How would you know whether you need ERP or not? Is it time for your company to embark on ERP? How would you know whether you need it or not? Well, most businesses will start out using a variety of simple standalone tools to manage business processes. Many companies, startup companies, will have a simple accounting software like QuickBooks, like Xero and 𝗬𝗏. They'll be using softwares like Word, Microsoft Excel in order to prepare quotations or to prepare production schedule, to prepare invoices, to prepare delivery orders. Here are 4 signs which I listed down here, that you have outgrown all this and that you may need an ERP system. Number 1, you have difficulty managing your business. You are having difficulty managing your inventory, keeping up with your production, fulfilling customer requirements, keeping costs down. If any of you feel that you have such difficulty in managing your business or in managing your operations, then it may be time for you to consider ERP. Number 2, you are spending more time on your day-to-day activities. Example, what used to be 1 to 2 hours. Example, last time you used to be issuing quotations to customer. You need 1-2 hours to issue quotations to customer. Now you find that you need around 4-5 hours or half a day to issue quotations to customer. Now you are spending more time to do scheduling, or more time to do quality checks, or more time to issue an invoice, or more time to prepare the packing list, or more time to issue the delivery orders. So if you are spending more time on your daily tasks, then it may be time for you to look into an ERP system. Number 3, you have manual data management process. What do we mean by manual data management process? Example, the sales department will prepare from their records and then pass to you the sales results. Boss, this is the sales results. Then production gives you another one. Boss, this is the production that we have produced, the output. Then accounts give you another one. This is our revenue, this is our profit. This will be too time consuming for your personnel to do all these different types of data entry and data compilation and creating the reports. And these informations are not flowing between departments because they are each preparing their own reports. So if this happens, then reporting may take longer, errors would happen more often, and then your decision making would be hampered. So if you are facing this, then it may be time to look at ERP. And number 4, you have difficulty to retrieve and analyze business data. Example, can you easily answer some of these questions? If I were to ask you, how much stocks do you have in your warehouse right now? Can you easily answer this? How much stocks do you have in your warehouse right now? Or when do you need to make an order to your supplier? Or if I ask you, what is your percentage of defects that you have right now? Or what is your revenue? Or how much is your profit per product line? Would you be able to easily answer all these questions? If you find it difficult, to answer some of these questions, or you find it difficult to retrieve, or you don't have this data with you in hand right now, then you may want to consider an ERP system. So ERP can address all these challenges. So you should be spending your time pursuing new opportunities instead of running your business operations. Let an ERP systems help you. They are data indicating that there's a data indicating that the global ERP software market is projected to reach $78.4 billion by year 2026. $78.4 billion by year 2026. That's actually an annual growth rate of 10.2% from 2009 to 2026. What does this mean? Does it have any meaning? it actually means that, or it actually indicates that many businesses around the world have now known the importance of ERP and are now embarking on the journey towards an ERP system in their organization. So that's ERP, okay, and I would like to introduce to you, okay, Nexus ERP Plus. Okay, ERP Plus is one such ERP software. Okay, is one such ERP software. It is powered by ERP Next, jointly provided by Nexus, where we have 14 years of experience in management systems consultancy and trainings, and together with our partner 𝗿𝗏𝗃, where they have 10 years or more, over 10 years of experience in ERP implementation. So, and together we bring to you Nexus ERP Plus. Why ERP Plus? ERP Plus, it's an all-in-one ERP solution, and it's not just an ERP, okay? It is actually uniquely developed based on ISO 9001 international quality standard. So ERP Plus, therefore, hence the name. Okay, it is a combination of both ERP and ISO 9001. So some of the ERP Plus key benefits. It is specifically tailored to help SMEs to operate more effectively by digitizing and automating the core processes. We'll talk about integrating, automating the core processes. We'll talk about digitizing them. It will provide you real-time visibility into your operation and financial performance. Now with these technologies, okay, it has given companies more time to focus on their business strategy, because data can now be automatically compiled. Okay, and it complies. Okay, it complies to the ISO 9001 requirements to deliver consistent quality. In order for you to deliver consistent quality to customer, and you can effortlessly maintain this system via the paperless quality documentation. So what does that mean? So it will mean that you get the benefits of international ISO 9001 standard, okay, which means that you will get the benefits of consistently producing quality product or consistently providing quality service to the customer, with lesser defects, with lesser wastages, with lesser complaints, and with better customer satisfaction. Okay, so all right, and what makes our solution different? What makes our solution different? Our pairing ERP with our ISO 9001 consultancy, ERP Plus not only uniquely customized to your business needs, but it's also customized to the ISO 9001 requirements. Okay, helping you to manage your business according to international best practice. We are affordable. Okay, when compared to some of these systems, some of the systems that you may have heard available in the market, we like to say that we are affordable by perhaps up to 75% savings. But of course, this figure would depend on the size of your organization, the processes, the requirements, the customizations required. Okay, so I like to borrow a quote from 𝗿𝗏𝗃. Now everyone can fly. Okay, now I would like to say now everyone can have an ERP system. So we are affordable. The system deployed via cloud. Okay, the system is deployed via cloud, so therefore it makes your business available from anywhere and anytime. So just now we have talked about cloud benefits. Okay, this solution will enable you to have a 360-degree view of your business. Example, how much is the sales? For example, how much is the revenue? What's your profit? How much stocks do you have? When do you need to order? All right, so it helps. It gives you all this information at your fingertip. And throughout our many years in ISO consultancy, we have many customers that will do ISO, then ERP, or ERP, then ISO. Okay, but none of them do them together. Okay, This could be due to the expertise of the service provider, but for us right now, we can do them both together. If for those who are familiar with ISO process or ERP process, okay, there will be data gathering, there will be customization of the process, okay, there will be some documentations, okay, there will be implementations, okay. So if you were to do it separately, meaning time consuming, okay, you do ISO 9001, then only you embark on ERP, or you embark on ERP, then only you do ISO 9001, okay. So time consuming. So now we can do it together, thus giving you time savings and of course definitely cost savings. And if there are any concerns about data security or data backup, okay, we have multi-level security measurements to ensure that your data is protected from data leakage, unauthorized access, and cyber attacks. We have multiple offers. Example, OTP, one-time PIN. I'm sure everyone is familiar with what OTP. It's just like our banks. So when we log in, then we send an OTP, one-time PIN. So we have that options. Okay, OTP code to log in. We have fail to ban. What is fail to ban? Is normally used to block selected IP address that may belong to hosts that are trying to breach into the security systems. So it also ban any host IP address that makes too many login attempts. We have automated data backup. You can even define when the frequency of when you want to do the backup. Backups are stored in separate server in case the prime server is compromised, to ensure business continuity. So that's one very important thing in business continuity. Security are constantly updated so that the system is protected from the latest threats. And we have audit trail who made what changes. We have that. Okay, so these are some of our data security and backup. And lastly, by integrating ISO 9001 and ERP, besides having all the benefits that both worlds would offer to you, from international best practice to the ERP system, which we have discussed, businesses will also be able to benefit by eliminating large portions of the paperwork. People, if you are familiar with ISO, okay, so people have a lot of comments. ISO has got a lot of paperwork, so we need to do training plan, we need to do the supply evaluation, we need to do customer satisfaction. Now all this can be done via the system. Thus eliminating the papers. It can automatically fulfill ISO 9001 requirements, and then we can proceed with the certification audits. All your quality inspection and quality validation can be built into the ERP system. Example, if you have visual check or physical checks, let's say you manufacture paint, you produce paint, then you will need to compare. Okay, what is the acceptable color? Yeah, so you can upload your color chart into the ERP system. That will facilitate your inspection, and you won't have to use paper to carry around. Okay, you won't have to carry around your papers for inspection anymore. Last time we used to take a form, go to the production floor, check, record, then do filing. Then people will take the record and do analysis. There's no more need for that. All this can be done using the system. You can fill up the inspection results. All you need is probably just your mobile phone, and then you can go to the production floor and do your inspection. And of course, you can generate results easily. You can generate drafts, you can generate reports easily, and all this data will be available in the system. So that's ISO 9001 and ERP, and combining together, we call it the ERP Plus. All right, so I think it's time for me to end my sharing. I like to before I end, I like to quote Jim Collins from his Good to Great book. The best way to use technology is an accelerator of momentum rather than a creator of it. Right? Sometimes businesses tend to be the pioneers in application of carefully selected technology. Successful businesses tends to be the pioneers of in the applications of carefully selected technology to propel them to greater heights and growth. technology is a powerful and essential tool which we cannot ignore for business growth. I hope you agree with me right now. And according to a survey done by Forbes, 56% of CEOs say that digital improvements have led to increased revenue. And 64% digital-first companies are likely to achieve their business goals compared to their peers. That's from Forbes. Process of digitalization may not be simple and it will take time. So start by listening to your customers. Example, how your customers make their purchase decisions, or start by listening to your internal team. Example, what are the current challenges that your team may be facing? Then you will have a better idea what should be your digitalization strategy. So continue the journey to learn new technology, tools, and trends as your business grows. So I wish you all success, and thank you very much. So I'll pass it back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Darren, for your informative sharing session. Now, if you guys have any question for Mr. Darren, please feel free to write it down in the comments as well. I believe a lot of you may have questions about what Mr. Darren has shared. What is ERP? How does it implement? How can you implement it in your company? Things like that. So write it down in the YouTube comments or through LinkedIn comment section. So we will answer you after our second speaker, who is going to share with us right now. So we would like to invite Mr. Tan, CEO of Tenon Technology, to share with us on using technology for your business growth. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Tan.
Afternoon, Joe.
Okay, Mr. Tan, I'll pass the time over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, all right, I'll be sharing my screen now. Okay, I hope that now is about 2:50. I hope that you guys get some refreshment, and we're going to ready for a very informative session. This slide has been prepared it's a combination of many years of experience and sharing. So what I'm going to promise you that this information that I'm going to talk about or discuss about or share is quite detailed and is a bit technical, but what I can guarantee you is the information is very up to date and very validated, right? So if you guys need some refreshment, go and grab it, and I hope that it brings value, especially through this 2:50 p.m. The next 45 minutes will be a valuable session for both of us from the sharing. And I would like to thank Nexus Consultancy for giving me this opportunity to talk about this topic, which I believe will bring a lot of value, especially if you are in a manufacturing or you own a building that consumes a lot of energy, right? So what we are talking about is using technology, a simplified technology that uses IoT. I believe most of the people here know about IoT. A meaning is with the AI, right? And all going to a simplified platform that achieve three main objectives: energy, machine, and uptime optimization, right? So without further ado, I will start my session, Joe. Okay, so we'll start with the key main pain points for manufacturing sectors. These are a snapshot of what we have gathered. Like I said, many of years of experience that we have gathered, and from many large and SME manufacturers. So the first thing that come into their mind is their downtime, and it's always unplanned, and they want to solve that pain points. The second thing that they have in problems is their lack of data, which is not the day-to-day data, but it's a real-time data about their machines, about their manufacturing processes, which causes downtime, which causes quality issue, right? And I think before me, Darren shared about ERP, right? ERP is a technology on processes. Our technology focuses on your manufacturing plant or your buildings. Some manufacturers, especially the large one, they have implemented IoT solution. But over the years, when we go and do another interview with them, 80% thinks that it doesn't achieve the result that they want, right? And there's a reason for it. One of the key big reasons is OT means operation tech, right? So it's their operational people is not equipped with sufficient IT skill set. And that is a big downfall, especially in Malaysia, right? When we say we want to introduce technology in manufacturing space, we must consider who is the user and whether the user have that kind of mentality and knowledge to use it for their day-to-day operation. And those are the key things that we have came and we have summarized it in the 4 factors. And that is one of the main reasons of the downfall of IoT implementation so far. These are common challenges that face by manufacturing industry, but make it worse during this pandemic time, right? Especially when we don't have enough workers now, right? And resource is actually very scarce. So one of the key things again is downtime, right? The second thing is the energy and production wastages. Manpower are being stretched. There's no real-time analytics for you to refer and use as an improvement baseline. The logs are not accurate because it's very manual. There is always losses in time in troubleshooting. And when we install a new machine, right, and we expect a better output, but it's still giving us problem like downtime. So we need people, we need skill set of people to actually have that kind of experience to go and do this troubleshooting, and which is one of the key challenges in Malaysia now, to get a high skill with experience in manufacturing industry. And we can actually do it with data. What we are going to share later on is the solutions that has been used and validated and have actually improved a lot of manufacturing industries. So the technology that we mentioned is actually categorized under the OT section. Just now I mentioned is operation tech, right? On the ERP side, which Darren has shared, is actually on the IT side, right? So there is a slight difference between both, but the data that we use is similar. The concept, the technology that we use is similar, right? We are using real-time data, and we use cloud as well, right? Because cloud is now much cheaper than the older days. And the technology that we use as a differentiation compared to the ERP is we use a lot of sensors. And that's where you see the less cable are. Most of the sensors that we collect are actually sent through wirelessly now. And because of that, it gives you less deployment time, and it reduces a lot of costs in deploying this. The objective that we want to achieve is similar. We want to achieve optimization, but the differences from our side is we want to improve on your manufacturing plant or the shop floor, rather on the process in the marketing or your sales side. So it's a different problems that we are going to solve in, but the technology that we are using is similar. So this is one of the simple or some dashboard that we have built. This is some real-time analytic dashboard that is for production floor. And we call it Easy AIoT with a 𝗘𝗲. 𝗘𝗲 is a very common name for manufacturing industry. It's basically a HMI screen that actually capture data. But what we are different in for this Easy 𝗘𝗲 is a real-time visualization web 𝗘𝗲 that works anywhere, anytime on any devices. So there's no limitation on devices anymore, and you can access it from anywhere, anytime. The cloud architecture that we have used now is actually hybrid cloud. What is the difference between hybrid cloud and normal cloud is cloud will store everything out of your infrastructures. So because of the IoT, we have a large number of data to be processed. If we store everything on the cloud, it will cost higher costs in terms of your operation costs. Means there is a lot of data passing through outside your infra to external infra, like any cloud hosting company, like Amazon, Microsoft, right? So hybrid cloud technology means partially it's actually being processed in-house. And we use a very simple industrial server or industrial PC that do the edge computing, and it will do the summarize before it posts it to the cloud. And there you will realize all the cloud benefits that what Mr. Darren had shared just now. On the third thing is you need a powerful analytics real-time dashboard, and it's easy for your people to understand. The fourth thing that we found that in Malaysia market is very, very, I would say, it brings a lot of value for the operational people by introducing these new features is real-time notification through an apps that everyone have it on their phone, right? It's through a Telegrams or WhatsApp apps and using an easy bot that we have trained. And what we want to achieve here is to be able to deploy in a day and ROI in an instance. That's always in our mind that ROI is a key thing that we need to go with our client. And it's not just for large manufacturers, it's also applicable for SME manufacturers. Okay, so just now we shared about easy AIoT and SCADA. Now when people say that, how about downtime? How about downtime issue? How can I address that problem? For that, we actually have something called predictive maintenance. It's a PCM. It stands for predictive conditioning monitoring. And what does it do? If you are running a manufacturing floor, you probably have a chiller, you probably have an air compressor. And it's one of the biggest energy consumer in your manufacturing plant. And what we do is using the AIoT and SCADA, we are able to actually monitor and see the efficiency day to day and updates to you whenever the efficiency is out of bound. And what does the PCM actually do, right? It actually takes care or is a doctor of that machine because it knows earlier, there's an early detection that we are able to predict from the symptoms and the data that we collected, right? From there, it's basically like you have a diagnostic constantly 24/7 running and monitoring your critical machines. And therefore, we are able to prevent or reduce a lot of downtime. And one more things that we actually introduce is your maintenance schedule, right? And your inspector management. So a lot of these are a day-to-day job. We understand that very well. By putting them together in the PCM module, it helps your maintenance teams and as well as your resources planning. So it's not just about understanding your machine. It also actually helps on your people, right? This is an example of the system overview that how does the platform will look like and how does the platform will be integrated. We have buildings that have boilers, chillers, go through a controllers and send through wirelessly to our data engine, which is partially now in a hybrid cloud, it will be partially in your infrastructures and summarized in the cloud architecture. And all these are displayed through a platform, and the platform that we are using is anywhere, anytime means it must be a web dashboard, right? It must be work on any browser. And if you have other buildings, like you have maybe you are purely a building company, you manage a lot of buildings, right? You have you want to know about security issue. These are others implementation that we can think of. Okay, for any implementation, it always starts with connection, right? We must get real-time data, and therefore you need a reliable IoT sensors. Or if you already have a sensors, we need an IoT wireless acquisition module that pull the data and send across. The trick is always cheap and real-time and reliable. The second thing that we want to do is to able to visualize this data with a simple unified dashboard. We want to notify your team remotely. Also anytime, anywhere, whenever there's a problems detected by the platform. So the AI will detect the problems, it will notify your team, it will detect abnormalities, it will detect quality issue, it will detect maybe some requirement from a constraint of temperature, flow rate, or pH for food manufacturers. And all these, they will sum it up in automated reports and send via email on a daily basis or a weekly basis to your management team. So all these are done without human intervention. And that is the key, without human intervention and without manual labor. Once we have people inside, it causes problem, it causes inaccuracy, right? And we want to avoid that by using the technology that we are going to share. So for a platform, the key thing is user friendliness. That's a very, I would say it's a lesson that we learn from years of experience in implementation. If we create a very canggih or very high-end dashboard, right? But if the people does not understand or doesn't know how to use it and don't use it often, that data or that platform will not be able to get a very good ROI. And that's a very painful lesson that we learned. What we have discovered is a platform must be able to easily and assess easily. They know how to use it, and it actually gives them the function of knowing what is the problem. Right? So to do that, we can't give too much of information, overloading our team. Too many similar alerts will cause them to be, they will feel numb about it, and therefore they will ignore. Right? And if it's too complicated, it will always have a training cost, especially when you have newcomers, you have to do retraining. Right? And if it's only working in a platform that only works for one process individually, it's fine, but it's not the way moving forward as technology grows, right? If you have a SCADA, you say that I already have a SCADA, but monitoring my plant and it's working fine, and I need to go and access when I need to, right? That is, well, that is Industrial 2.0. And Industrial 4.0 is about sharing this data across and leveraging on the AI. And that AI is using our computing power to tell you something that you wouldn't see actually down deeper, right? Okay, so this is a simplified dashboard that we built purely to solve some visibility issue on their energy bill, right? A lot of industrial clients, the first thing they come to us is, oh, my energy bill is very expensive. I want to know more visibility. Okay, so this is the very up level that they tell you 3 category or 3 area. Basically, MSB means one area, and every area use how much energy. There's yesterday, how much compared to yesterday, how much it reduces, this week average, and this month. And compared to last month, it immediately tells you that compared to last month, we are actually saving 11%. Right? So that's the analytics, simple to understand and easy to use analytics that we can trigger people's mind that you are getting better than yesterday. It's actually similar like you are having your smartwatch telling you some behavior changes, telling you how you are comparing to the others, right, or other days, right? So it's a behavioral thing. This is a very simple dashboard that we built for a very simple solution application. You want to go deeper, this one will be slightly customized with more trending. It also integrated some flow and processes like their pH, pressure, and flow rate that is a bit more for a specific client, a specific purpose. And there is also a max demand that we lock it here and we display it over this dashboard. So what about operation people? This may not be good for operation people, right? So operational people needs a different interface, and we don't want to bother them or maybe give them more problems or more tools that they don't understand well, right? So these are the things that we discovered during 2020, during the pandemic time, that a tech that is easily available is already in their mobile phone, right? And still able to tell them as tools, make it as a tools to tell them about how things are, right? It's not just about reporting or notification. You can also get instant requests. You can ask for a report without learning how to use the platform. So this is what we built. We have now an OEE board. OEE basically is like your overall equipment effectiveness. If it's down, it will tell you that it's down. If I want to know my real-time OEE status for this machine, I will get it immediately. I can just ask the board, and the board will tell me that how do I perform, right? So we can also do predictive notification or maintenance to check the status, the healthiness of the level of the machines. And we can actually do also your output counting, how good is the output as of this moment versus your target. So these are easy to use tools that does not need a lot of training. Our experience, we have actually used it with even foreign worker, and just by knowing the keywords, and we can also do a /help to, if they forget about the keywords, they can actually just do a request, and then we will remind them what's the keywords that's available. So the keywords training is less than an hour, and a foreign worker will be able to actually use these tools. Means it's easy. So other than this dashboard and the tools that is good for your operation team, what we do in terms of integration is just not just data gathering, but we also integrate your ERP, right? Or your MES solution that you already have. And for wireless IT side, we have our IoT gateway accusation, our own sensors. If you already have your own sensors, we are able to also replicate that data over wirelessly to the platform, right? The key thing is to get the data cheap and reliable. And we have our platform to support us to achieve the analytics, the prediction, and push that data over to your people, right? So a brief introduction about ourselves. We are here today, and we have one key objective, which is to introduce optimized adaptive building in manufacturing processes, and through a simplified, unified AI and machine learning powered using real-time IoT and data analytics platform. Three things that we do. First thing is always identify waste stages. Second thing, we would put in algorithms and control automation to improve the efficiency. And by doing that, if you constantly have a machine learning and AI algorithms that is worked in behind and constantly on the learning, we are able to improve your productivity, like I say, in a day. That is our goal. It's not like in a year, but it's immediate. Our key unique selling point is we want to achieve it fast. The process is simple. The first thing you can't run away, digitalization, automate, and optimize, right? So far, we have deployed more than 4,000 IoT devices. It's all live and running, it's connected. And we have done more than 35 projects in offices, in universities, cinema, hospital, retails, airports, and a lot of factories. The total square feet that we have covered for building sectors is approximately 2 million square feet. Right? And they are some of our key clients. We have manufacturer clients, we have retail clients, and we have building clients as well. And some of the names there are SMEs. It's a mixture of SMEs and also large corporation. So the technology that we introduce are not designed just for large. It's very suitable for SME, but I would say as a normal filter, I think what Mr. Darren had missed out just now is it's affordable, yes, but we must also gauge how big is the potential problem, or how painful is the problem, or how much is that problem. So if the problem is really costly, then talk to us. You can talk to Mr. Darren for the ERP solution if it is costly, and it's always quite easy to measure. It's all based on your turnovers or your revenue. If your turnovers have reached a certain millions, I think the problem is large enough, and that is where you should be investing on technologies that help you to reduce your risk, your cost, and achieve optimization. This is some of our case studies that we have done for one of our key clients. It's a Japanese client, and they are running a manufacturing plant in Malaysia that is on semicon and polymer, right? And their problem is they have high maximum demand in terms of TNB bill, right? And the second problem that they have is they have many departments that produce different products. Every departments are actually sharing on some common loads, like the air compressor, chillers are all common loads, which they are having difficulty to identify how much actually my department use, how much is their department use. So these are a bit unique problems. It's not commonly for SME, but I think SME would have the similar problems like maximum demand and energy consumption, right? And I think one thing that SME all have, how much is my cost per product in terms of energy, right? If I don't know how much is my cost, I use the average, right? And sometimes this product cost is higher than that, and I'm using an average. Sometimes I may make losses, especially if you're producing high volume businesses. So using a ballpark figure and guessing and Excel is the older days where technology are very expensive. Moving forward with technologies that have simplified and make it affordable, we are able to capture and provide you real-time information on these. And for 𝗘𝗃𝗲 case, they are able to identify for all their products per single piece. And all department costs for energy are all done, and they have 35,000 amperes are being monitored, and more than 200 energy meters are being deployed, and total products that they are being monitored now is more than 100 types. So if we have done this for them, right, I don't believe that for a simplified or a simpler plant with less products would be a challenge for us, right? So this is their feedback from their management team to us on applying our EMS products. And this is how it looks like, right? It's an old plant and a new plant. You see a bit more rusty one, that's definitely their older plant. And in the middle is actually not their plant, it's other people's manufacturing plant. And there's a newer plant on the other side. So the plants are separated quite far away, and we are able to sync this data across through wireless, right? And we are using the down photos is actually the energy meters that we are using. It's a multi-channel energy meter and sent through wirelessly as well, right? If you want to see how it works, right, you can quickly snap a photo on this QR code, right? Snap a photo, it will actually play it's a YouTube link, or you can copy and paste, just print screen this, and you can actually browse the YouTube link. This video shows how easy and fast we can get real-time energy data across within a minute. Okay, so the next one, this is the dashboard that we built. Is focused on a few key problems: the maximum demand, my prediction for my consumption, my historical consumption, and my predicted consumption. Breakdown of all the departments or products of their energy consumption, right? The breakdowns. And the breakdown is not just using a meter, it has analytics based on the floor plan, right? Based on the square feet. So we have formularized it to do some common sharing product, common sharing consumption. They're able to come up with these analytics. So why wireless, right? One of the big challenges in older days about, I want these sensors, but it used to be very expensive. I pull this cable and then it needs downtime. And it's a common challenge, not just Malaysia. Right? If you see this is actually from America, 60% of the cost in any type of IoT application, 60% of the cost actually go for cablings and installation. And it does not include the downtime that you need. So that is the reason of why we are, I would say, 90% going for wireless, 10% still cable, but 90% of our projects are run on wireless. The reason is simple. This is when you're running on a wire, how your panels will look like if everything is go on wire. This is when it's wireless. So the photo shows a sensors of ours running on a semicon background. It's a semicon industry. It's running on a battery basis because in semicon there's a clean room environment requirement. And because semicon now, as you all know, that is on a very high demand and they couldn't produce sufficiently. So there's no downtime that is can be arranged, not even one day. It's running 24/7, right? No downtime allowed. And that's the reason why we are using battery for them, right? And the battery is rechargeable. It's the same lithium ion battery that Tesla car is using, Dyson is using for their vacuum cleaner. It's the same spec. It's only that Tesla is coming out with the latest version of the battery, which we are not because it's still very expensive. We are using on the previous version, which is commonly available and rechargeable and very stable. And on the panel side, it becomes very, very simplified when everything is on wireless. It comes with just a gateway, right? With a LAN cable, that's it. Okay, this is our implementation photos that we have done even for a high tension, medium voltage, 11 kV, how we tap the voltage and the power from 11 kV meters live without shutting down, right? Of course, with the safety precaution. We are able to get the data through wireless signals. At the bottom, there is a wireless communication and through a digital meter, power meters that we have installed and sending out via wireless. And these are done with the Easy EMS platform and our AIoT solution. And the good thing about it is fast deployment. It's non-invasive. You can run it hot tapping. It uses very small footprint, right? It doesn't need to pull a lot of cables with conduits and trunking. And in a bigger architectures, we are not just producing that dashboard or software. We also produce our own gateway, our LoRa controller or TX controller with our own sensor node that is for unique specific industry. If you have an issue on vibration, dust is your concern, temperature and humidity is in your another concern, talk to us. We have our sensors that can solve your problems and able to capture it and send wirelessly. And our controllers focus on a few things, not everything, but a few things that our controllers can do is to control your valve, gather information from your temperature probe. It can also modulate your motor inverters and communicate to your PID controller, which is very common in the manufacturing industry. The bottom one is actually meant for building sectors, for aircon, because for building, their main machines that they have are air conditioning, and we are actually controlling their air conditioning. And this is about OEE. For manufacturing production, I think this is going to be, if you don't have an OEE now, please have some, Google it, right? Because it's going to be the future standard. Because I think real-time OEE is going to be the standard. It's just like it's basically like your health checkpoint. What does OEE means? OEE means how good is your plant running as of now. It's being done a long time ago, but a lot of time is being done manually, right? And when it's manual, the power or the potential to improve the OEE, I wouldn't say that it's not there, but it's extremely difficult to improve. The only way to improve an OEE is when you have real-time OEE. And the second thing is when your people can see that real-time data and start taking action on it. Of course, there is a consultancy path on deeper things, how to improve the OEE in terms of communication, processes, and fishbone analysis, right? But if we don't have this data on the real time and people know about how do I perform, it's very, very tough and challenging. It's similar like your ERP. If you don't have an ERP, if you want to have a real-time understanding about how your business operation are running, it's tough, right? It's not to say impossible, but it's tough to improve. The same thing goes to the OEE. It's going to be a health check card, and it's going to be a rewarding health check card, not just for the bosses, but it's also for the production people, because one of the key elements about OEE improvement is about rewards. if I know I do well, I can see my result here. If my management can reward me on a real time, or I wouldn't say real time, on a daily basis, that is a win-win thing for both. And I believe most of the people want to do that, right? A lot of production people want to have that additional income. And this is going to be a helpful win-win tools to serve the management and the production people. Simplified dashboard, customized dashboard, all can be done. As you've seen here, all are different look and feel because everyone produce different things. Some are line, on a line means continuous basis, some are parts basis. So these are many parts, these are lines producing the same thing, right? So these are all customizable. And you can also incorporate the energy data into it, and you know exactly how much cost per cup, per piece that I'm producing it, or per 1,000 piece. And when we say about OEE, one thing that is important for us to know how to improve is to know the reason why is it not performing as per the required OEE or the outputs that we want, right? So a lot of times production have issue, and when there's an issue, it's either downtime or there's an adjustment or there's some machines that is having some difficulty, and then we have to tone it down, right? And that reason, if we use a data node or a whiteboard, is offline. And if we give them a computer or a phone to enter, it's still too troublesome for them. So a solution to solve this is, again, make good use of the QR code. Most of the problems that we know, the down reason or slow reason, performance reason, is actually known, right? We just need to make them into less than a 20 reason and give them a wireless battery-powered QR scanner. Whenever there is some performance issue or downtime, the supervisor would just take that scanner and point to the QR code at that machine level or the line level and scan it. Once we have this data, which is accurate, the action plan will be simple and straightforward to do the improvement on the OEE. Right. This is some of the how we integrate all your OEE, all your machines level with a QR code feedback. It's very simple. The station can be, we must display this data to your people, right? So it must be nearer to the people, the production team, as close as possible. The compute model is actually very small computing pieces of semicon enclosed in an enclosure, a metal enclosure, to get all your data from your machines. And if there's a problem, this is a QR code feedback scanner that they just go, and there is a QR code that's labeled on the machine, and they just scan it. If you have multiple lines, we just multiply it. And on the architecture-wise, on the management side, this is how it looks like. You can access the data from anywhere, anytime, right? Doesn't need to be on the production floor. Anywhere you are, as long as it's connected to the LAN. And we need to have one database server that's connected to the internet that will realize you that real-time notification to your supervisors, to your production managers. So if you have that data internet ready, we will give you that features that you can use a WhatsApp or Telegram to even ask your OEE status. So these are some implementation photos. You can see that how they do it on a shop floor basis. And this is for a CNC machine integration on a lot of CNC status. It's a very old machine. So we integrate using tower-like status and fault status integration. We are able to tell the idling time, loading time, error time without jotting on any notes at all. All these are done automatically, right? You are able to also see the performance of the OE performance parts, the take time, the cycle time. And on a real-time basis, the target output and versus actual output are being displayed. You can sort it by your hours, by shift, or your required customized duration. If you want to integrate with your people, right, for motivational or reward basis, then we just scan the employee tag, also a QR code for the employee tag. So using the same QR code, we are able to identify operators that's doing good result for rewards. We are also using it for identify the downfall of the machine, the quality issue, the performance issue, or the downtime issue. And all these can be done with integration to your existing ERP solution if you already have it. This is another American product that we brought in. It's called 𝗿𝗲𝗃𝗲𝗃. It's uniquely for high-speed continuous line from America. But we have done integration to the Telegram so that they can actually get real-time alerts remotely. This is done in the J&J, Johnson & Johnson plant. Okay, so it's about 30 minutes. I have 15 minutes to go, right? So the following slides is sharing some of the application we have covered just now about downtime, how we solve using technology to solve downtime issue. We have covered how to actually improve your OEE or your productivity rates using technology. On these features is actually on the monitoring and how does monitoring helps in my manufacturing plants, right? So if we have monitorings and the outputs, right, we are able to actually pull data from across of your, these are your existing infrastructures, right? So if we are able to do this, we are able to tell you what's wrong, when it's wrong, how's my performance now, and then also giving a good right rewards to your team. And because of that, outputs will go up, downtime will reduce, right? As well as if you are producing a very temperature sensitive products, it's very crucial to know the temperatures are producing based on the required standard to reduce the rejection rate is reduced. So when we are using this platform or the solution, you are able to realize all these three benefits. The PCM benefits, like I said, is more towards your maintenance team, right? The purpose is to simplify the maintenance job, predict to prevent abnormalities, right? Tell you ahead of time, and also digitalize your checklist, your PPM, like they call it, preventive maintenance checklist. So we want to realize with a very simple solution like this. It will tell you the category of the machine. Each of the category, actually each machine will have their own health score. And that health score is captured using IIoT sensors. And it can be your existing sensors, like I mentioned again, and energy, right? So every data consists of a weightage that contributes to the total health score. And by doing that health score, we can actually summarize them into the status of three status: healthy, normal, or not healthy. And we have a Telegram to tell you whenever there's not healthy, or you can also do your checking lah. If your team want to actually just ask the Telegram bots how my Moto 1 status, it will able to tell you these are the score, which one is the weightages as well. So if you use this dashboard in details, this is going to be some of the look and feel on how the score are being predicted, and the weightages is on the bottom side. And it actually tells you on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So on a monthly basis or a yearly basis, we will see the trending, which is a heat mapping like you've seen just now. It's on a heat map. Heat map looks at the larger data. This one is on a daily basis. So it looks on the final data. And these are the maintenance schedules that we integrate with this platform to help to assist your team to maintain the right machine, so they don't over maintain machines that are already good health score. They only look at machines that are having low health score or high differentiation or health score suddenly drops. And they can actually focus on things that are urgent, not things that are just based on the time basis. Right? So when they've done the job, they can come to the platform and say that they have done it as well. Right? And or you can just scan a QR code on that machine and job done. And this is on a more detailed part on analytics on how we want to look at the machine if it's extremely critical. So for this, actually for glove manufacturing, that we want to see the motor, because once the motor down means the plant, the entire line is shut down. So we want to know every blower that is running, idling, and the condition of it. And we have vibration sensors and also noise sensors being deployed, but always start with RPM and voltage or energy. That is how I call it blood pressure test. And when we have this analytics plus this analytics, it gives us more accuracy. So data is all about adding A and B. It will tell you more. Just like we go to a hospital, the first thing we do a blood test, right? Tell you some certain things, but if you need to do a scanning or CT scan, it tells you even more. So the same things go to this machine, right? It's just adding more data means we get more accuracy and we can pinpoint the problems faster and more accurately. This is how it looks like when it's on the mobile phone. Okay, so for Tenon, our uniqueness is we care about you. We want to solve real problems, right? The solution that we want to enable is it must be easy, right? You can see that all our products start with the name easy because we know that's the challenges in Malaysia. It must be easy to install, integrate with your existing infrastructure, and easy to be used. And the second thing that we want to enable is adaptive, right? So the dashboard that we design and build are highly adaptive that can able to connect to tens of thousands of sensors displayed over and over again without hanging, without using a high performance server. We only need an industrial grade PC, right? And all this adaptiveness comes with an optimized AI, or I call it machine learning algorithms, that is constantly on the improvement. We will never just do and let go. When we see there's opportunity to optimize, we will still keep on upgrading the algorithm to make sure that you are adaptive enough to see the performance and the ROI. And for energy meter, if you have any meters that is installed and we are able to integrate, we can work with almost any brand that is available in Malaysia market now. I think one of the most important things that is also mentioned by Darren is cost effectiveness, right? How we achieve this is not by magic, but it's by using a lot of wireless gateways and sensors. This wireless doesn't need Wi-Fi or LAN cable, right? It's running on a frequency on 433, which is an open channel. Open channel doesn't mean that it's hackable, no, because why? It's still being encrypted, right? No one can actually tap into your data and see your data and control, because control, there will be a different algorithms and methodology. We seldom use wireless for control, right? We will use still wired. Like I said, the 10% go through the control part, 90% is wireless on accusation. The 10% control, we will still use wired because that's the most secure and most reliable version. So we are still able to achieve cost effectiveness, and that is the key thing. The sensors that we produce most of them are from Europe and Japan, right? It's very reliable, and most of them are plug and playable. And that will save your future calibration costs. Our easy solution want to solve real manufacturing problems, and that is always in our mind. We solve it with 6 products, but it can be a combination of products, like I mentioned in my previous slides. But we always start with the most important thing that you think of in your manufacturing plant. It does not need to apply to all 6. Always start with the most critical problems that you have. And just by adding one, we can slowly replicate to another one. That is also being adaptive, right? It's a scalable product. It's using the same platform, right? It's just for different needs and different AI and intelligence. And if you go with us, we focus on you. We focus on solution end-to-end, providing you the value that you need. Right? It's not just about software, it's not just about hardware, but it's end-to-end. Right? So if you have any problems, you call us, we are able to attend and solve the problems. I think that's the key things that most of our clients would love to work with us for a long-run basis. So we are not just like hardware providers that just sell your sensors, right? And you need to go to another software people, and when there's an issue on wireless, who do you go to? You have to go and find another AP guy, right? So what we have seen, the market have actually evolved to a more complex system integrators, and we are that system integrators that provide all end-to-end solution. Of course, we don't produce every sensors. We, like I mentioned just now, we focus on a few key sensors that we think that we can give a better price point. Some of the sensors that we integrate are from reliable vendors, reliable manufacturers. To sum it up, I'm almost at the end of the slide. This is a summary that how this technology in OT will be able to help in the manufacturing plant. Right, this is a sum up, and I think the key thing is let's start one by one and look at the problems that is really important to you, and we'll kickstart this one by one and tackle the problems one by one. It's a bit overwhelmed on all the problems that you might have, but let's focus on the key problems first. Okay, so some tidbits before I end my slides. Whatever I shared just now is actually entitled for a double tax deduction. In Malaysia, we call it automation CA, or in short, it's called ACA. And you can see the eligibility. Whatever I mentioned just now, the software, the hardware, the sensors are all eligible on that. And what's the benefit? So imagine if the system costs 500,000, just a ballpark figure that I pulled from the sky, you only need to pay, well, you can claim back 240,000 of the tax. So the balance of the 52% is where you really come up with the cash. Right? Of course, you have to pay upfront, but the real cash outflow by end of the year is only 52%. And that's a very big incentive. So when is this incentive going to last? It's not forever. By the latest revision, it's going to last until 2023. So we have 2 more years to go, right? How big is the amount? The maximum cap is limited up to 2 million as of now, right? For all the sharings that I've shared is applicable, is eligible. 2 million does not mean you have to spend all 2 million in one shot, right? You can, like I said, you can bring it to phases, we just submit. And if you have trouble, you need our help to help you to do for this application, feel free to talk to us, and we are able to do this free of charge without going through or paying a consultancy, right? So for this, you are able, if you subscribe to our service, you use our system, all this will be done by us. We will give you a proper advice on the application, right? And it's quite straightforward. It's not so difficult. It's not like a grant thing that you have to go through a lot of audit, but of course there is some audit, right? It's a very good incentive that I always share with my clients, but there's a time period, there's a maximum cap. And with that, I end my presentation for the day. And this is my contact. You can either use your mobile phone to print screen, and there's a QR attached with it. Or you can contact my sales and marketing hotlines, right? Or my personal mobile phone number, right? And with that, I end my presentation today. And thank you for, I think, spending another 45 minutes with me. And I hope that I give you value. I shared some good information that is going to help in your manufacturing plants and into achieving optimization in your plant. Thank you. With that, I'll pass it over to our host, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tan. Thank you once again, Mr. Tan, for sharing their experiences and knowledge with us. We are very grateful that many of us benefit from listening from Mr. Darren and Mr. Tan this afternoon. Now, before we proceed to Q&A, we actually have good news for those of you who stay until now, because we have a free 30 minutes consultation on management systems, on ERP Plus, on operation tech. If you are not sure how these things can apply to your company or to you, you can feel free to take out your phone and scan a QR code and register yourself for this free 30 minutes complimentary consultation. Yeah. And I will also ask the moderator to drop a link in the comment section. So if you cannot scan, to register, you can also click on the link to fill in the details to register. You should be able to see in the comments right now. Let me check. Yep. It's there already. It's on a YouTube comment. You can click there if you want to get this 30 minutes complimentary consultation. Now, I'll leave this screen on for another 10 seconds. So if you're unable to scan the QR code, you can always click back at the link later. Okay. All right. Now I think it's time for us to answer some Q&As. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. So we invite Mr. Darren and Mr. Tan back again. So I think we can straight away proceed to our Q&A session.
Yep.
So the question by 𝗘𝘃𝗲, can we use this system as audit evidence during audit with certification body? I think this question is for Mr. Darren.
Yep, can. The easy answer or the quick answer is can. We can use it as the audit evidence because what we need is to provide evidence to the certification body or certification body auditors whether we have carried out work according to requirements or not. So the system would be able to be used as the evidence. Back to you, Joe.
Okay. Next question. Next question from Mohammed. Dear Darren, can you share with us a case study on the implementation of on ERP if possible?
Yeah, sure. Let me see. We have a customer. We have a customer who is in the distribution and maintenance of these barriers and CCTVs. Okay, so they have implemented ERP a few months ago. So before ERP, some of the issues that they were facing, it's like availability of data. Okay, they are actually selling direct to distributors. So some of the distributors, when they ask for delivery schedule, then they may not be able to answer too quickly. So ERP have helped them resolve this by giving them data. Okay, and then they're also doing maintenance, and they were previously having some issues on maintenance or scheduling of maintenance. So ERP also have helped them resolve this. Okay, I like to plug a quote from the CEO himself. Okay, he was saying that incorporating ERP is like building a foundation of the house. Okay, so having an ERP system in the company actually helps them to or prepare them for future growth.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Darren. All right, next question from 𝗿𝗏. What is the time frame required to implement ERP Plus and ISO 9001?
If it's probably I break this up. If it's just 9001, it's commonly it would be around six months. Okay, to implement an ISO system from development from scratch, development of the system, implementation, internal audit, management review, and then certification body audit. With ERP, okay, we will also do the customization. We also prepare the modules and then roll out executions. Okay, so in total, it may take depending on industry, depending on the customization required, but in general, it will take around 8 to 9 months for ERP Plus, incorporating with ISO 9001 as well.
See. Okay. Next question from Noor. If any of these software fit to use for real estate, property, industrial businesses?
Probably we will need to understand a bit more about 𝗏𝗃's business nature. But 𝗏𝗏, I believe you have solutions for buildings. Perhaps you would like to share about that?
Yeah, Darren. For our case, we actually serve two markets, building and manufacturing. For buildings, I've shared in the slides also that we focus on how to optimize the air conditioning equipment. How can we optimize it further? How can we see what's the potential wastages? Talk to us if you are looking for that kind of solution. Some of our clients from the hospital side, the hospitality and the service industry, they also want to know the downtime because they are like hospital, they have issue when there's aircon is breakdown. They want to know when is actually our things are able to prevent that happening or reduce the chances of happening. And hospitality, we have served KFC as well, also serving the same purpose, energy saving and also downtime on the aircon, because any downtime on aircon on service industry means the revenue leakage as well, revenue losses.
Okay. And if we need to know more about your business nature. So if it's like property management, then tenants has got the solutions 𝗂𝗲 has just mentioned. But if you are a real estate company, meaning dealing with sales of properties, you may perhaps be looking at CRM. But do feel free to grab the 30 minutes complimentary consultation so that way we can arrange a session to understand more about your needs. Okay, then back to you, Joe.
Okay, thanks, Darren. Next question from Nguyen Chia. Hi, if I'm planning to go with energy saving solution, which will be your recommendation to start with? I think this question will be to Mr. Tan.
Yeah. Chia, I think if you want to go with energy saving solution, the first thing to start with is using the EMS, where you can measure the energy. And if to optimize it, we use a HVAC optimizer. That's easy HVAC. And from there, we are able to actually save approximately 20% in most of our clients, about 20% on your air conditioning equipment. And air conditioning equipment normally is 70%, 60 to 70% of your total bill. So it works out about approximately 14% in your overall TNB bill, right? And I believe, Joe, they have a following question as well.
Yeah. The question is just being posted. Can I use the same solution to identify some problems that we're currently encountering at our production floor? She mentioned that some areas or equipment would need stringent compliance for flow rate, humidity, temperature control, and then they need some automation system to control and monitor it constantly.
I think from this question, I can summarize it. You are having a production floor that are running on air conditioning, and most likely you are running on, because you are stringent compliance, you are probably a semicon, or maybe you are producing a food grade product or a pharmaceutical. And those are the key, I would say most of the pharmaceutical food grade products would need this kind of requirement. And yes, the answer is yes, you can, on top of using the energy saving solution, you are able to monitor your production floor, and it will trigger alerts to you anytime, anywhere through the Telegram or WhatsApp bots. It's part of the solution normally, but we just need to customize it based on your requirement. The requirement is based on threshold or based on a downfall, a speed of downfall, or exaggeration time, and all these are customizable that can actually solve cater your problems that you mentioned. So, and it's not just an energy saving solution. I would say it's a tools, it's a working tools for you to use, and energy saving is going to be your ROI measurement. Yeah. Hope that answers the question.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tan. Do we have another question? I think that's all, right? All right. Yeah.
Did we miss 𝗘𝗃𝗍𝗀 was asking where we quoted the 7.9 billion, 7.8 billion
7.8,
right? You can get it from 𝗿𝗲𝗰𝗍𝗃. You can get it from 𝗿𝗲𝗰𝗍𝗃. I was just checking. Okay, that it actually ran up to 7.9 billion now. You can check it on 𝗿𝗲𝗰𝗍𝗃.
Or the world population.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that sums up our Q&A since there's no longer any question. Once again, thank you, Mr. Tan. Thank you, Mr. Darren, for answering. I hope that answers most of your queries. So now that we have come to the very end of our webinar, we just would like to thank you everyone for your wonderful afternoon to take your time to join us. You can always reach us on our social media platform for any inquiries, or you can direct contact the numbers as you see on your screen right now. So please like our social media pages like LinkedIn and Facebook, because we always update our social media. You can get valuable market information from us. You can also contact us for any inquiries from the numbers that you see on your screen right now. Yeah, so thank you once again, everyone. We do organize webinars from time to time, so please follow our social media to know when is our upcoming webinar, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.